As autumn 2024 arrives in Europe, a new kind of chill is in the air, one that begins thousands of miles away in the Pacific Ocean. Meteorologists are watching as La Niña strengthens, hinting at a dramatic shift for Germany, Poland, and Scandinavia. This year, the Pacific's cooling is pronounced, setting off a chain reaction in the atmosphere. We'll explore how this distant phenomenon could bring deep snow and crisp cold to Europe's heart. From ski resorts to city parks, the coming winter could be a return to classic snowy seasons. We'll break down the science behind La Niña and how it shapes Europe's weather. By understanding these global connections, we can see why forecasters expect a colder, snowier winter. This isn't about fear. It's about preparing for a season that could be remembered for years. Let's begin our journey into the heart of this fascinating climate event. To understand Europe's winter, we start at the equator, where a powerful force shapes weather patterns across the globe. Here, the El Niño Southern Oscillation, or ENSO, rules the vast Pacific, acting like a giant switch that can flip the world's climate from one extreme to another. In La Niña years, strong trade winds push warm water westward, piling it up near Asia and allowing cold, deep water to surface along the coast of South America. This vast cooling, often covering an area the size of the United States, chills the air above, changing rainfall, wind, and storm patterns not just locally, but worldwide. La Niña's reach is truly global, shifting weather far beyond the tropics and influencing climates on every continent. The key to this power lies in the jet streams, those fast-moving, high-altitude winds that steer storms and air masses across the planet. When the Pacific cools, the jet stream's path bends and shifts, sending ripples of change across continents and oceans alike. For Europe, this means the usual mild, moist, westerly winds that bring gentle winters can weaken or even disappear. Instead, cold Arctic and Siberian air can surge southward, sweeping across the continent and setting the stage for a much colder, sometimes harsher winter. This is how a distant ocean event, thousands of kilometers away, can bring snow and icy winds to cities like Warsaw or Stockholm. The Pacific's chill is about to be felt across Europe. Let's explore how this remarkable chain reaction unfolds. La Niña's influence on Europe isn't direct, but it's surprisingly powerful and far-reaching. While the phenomenon originates in the Pacific Ocean, its ripple effects can be felt thousands of kilometers away, subtly shifting the balance of Europe's winter weather. Under normal conditions, the polar jet stream acts as a barrier, keeping the coldest Arctic air locked up to the north. This allows milder, moist Atlantic air to flow into much of Europe, bringing relatively gentle winters to countries like the UK, France, and the Netherlands. But when La Niña is in play, it disrupts this pattern. It encourages the development of blocking high-pressure systems over Greenland or Iceland, which act like atmospheric roadblocks. These blocks are like giant boulders in the sky, diverting the usual flow of air and opening the door for frigid Arctic air to surge southward into the heart of Europe. As a result, the winds shift direction, from the usual west to a more northerly or easterly flow. This change brings icy air masses from Siberia and the Arctic, making Europe's winters much colder. Germany, Poland, and Scandinavia find themselves directly in the path of this relentless cold flow, with cities like Berlin, Warsaw, and Stockholm bracing for the chill. Instead of just a few brief cold snaps, these regions can experience weeks of below-average temperatures, frequent snowstorms, and heavy snow accumulation that can disrupt daily life. As the cold air sweeps over the relatively warmer waters of the North and Baltic Seas, it picks up extra moisture. This fuels persistent, sometimes intense, snowfall inland, especially near the coasts. Scandinavia, in particular, sees even deeper snowpacks and more severe cold, with forests and mountains blanketed in thick layers of snow that can last well into spring. In this way, La Niña effectively redraws Europe's winter map, favoring cold, snow, and prolonged wintry conditions for the north and center, while the south often remains milder. The stage is set for a true winter wonderland, with snow-covered villages, bustling ski resorts, and dramatic sunrises over frozen landscapes. Next, let's uncover La Niña's secret weapon and see how it shapes the season even further. To truly understand why this La Niña winter could be so intense, we need to talk about a powerful force high above us, the polar vortex. This swirling system is often the hidden driver behind some of the most dramatic winter weather events in Europe and beyond. The polar vortex is a massive spinning pool of frigid air that sits high above the North Pole, encircling the Arctic like a frozen crown. It acts as a barrier, keeping the coldest air trapped far to the north. When the vortex is strong and stable, it locks the cold in place, meaning much of Europe experiences milder, more manageable winters with fewer extreme cold snaps. But La Niña can shake things up. It sends powerful atmospheric waves that disrupt the vortex, sometimes weakening or even splitting it apart. A dramatic event known as sudden stratospheric warming, or SSW for short. When the vortex wobbles or breaks down, it loses its grip, and icy Arctic air can spill southward in massive, sudden outbreaks, catching many off guard. This is when Europe faces its harshest, longest cold spells. Periods of relentless snow, biting winds, and temperatures that plunge well below normal. The blocking patterns we discussed earlier often form as a direct result of a disrupted polar vortex, trapping cold air over the continent for weeks at a time. This winter, forecasts are showing a high chance of vortex disruption thanks to the strong La Niña conditions currently developing in the Pacific. The result is a 1-2 punch, blocking highs that stall weather systems, combined with surges of Arctic cold that can transform the landscape overnight. That's why meteorologists and forecasters are watching the polar vortex so closely this year, analyzing every shift and wobble for signs of what's to come. Because when the polar vortex becomes unstable, a chilly winter can quickly escalate into an epic, unforgettable season of extreme cold and snow across Europe. Leading agencies agree. Central Europe faces a colder than average winter. For Germany and Poland, this means persistent cold from December through February. Forecasts show a classic blocking pattern, with temperatures 1 to 2 degrees below normal. Early snow could arrive in Germany's Harz and Black Forest by late November. Poland, further east, is even more exposed to cold easterly flows, with heavy snow likely in the Tatra and Carpathian Mountains. Expect frequent freezes and extended frost, especially in Warsaw and Krakow. While there will be milder spells, the overall signal is strong, a return to winters of the past. Time to prepare for a season of deep cold and snow. For Scandinavia, La Niña means more of what it does best: cold and snow, amplified. Norway, Sweden, and Finland are set for an exceptional season with deep Arctic air and frequent snow. Coastal Norway may see frozen fjords and heavy sea effect snow, while inland ski resorts could open early and stay snowy into spring. Sweden's north will plunge into true Arctic cold, with Stockholm likely to see a real ice winter. Finnish Lapland is forecast for deep powdery snow and ideal conditions for cross-country skiing and winter tourism. Temperatures could drop to 30 degrees or lower in the far north. For locals and visitors, this is a chance to experience a magical, authentic winter. The snow will be deep, the cold reliable, and the landscapes unforgettable. Scandinavia is ready for a long, beautiful winter. A cold, snowy La Niña winter is great news for Europe's ski industry. Resorts in Germany, Poland, and Scandinavia can open early, with reliable natural snow replacing costly artificial cover. This means better skiing, longer seasons, and a boost for local economies. Cities like Berlin and Warsaw could see a surge in winter tourism, with real snow at Christmas markets and frozen canals. The cold also benefits cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, and ice skating on natural lakes. Travelers can book with confidence, knowing the winter wonderland is real. This season promises abundance, snow, cold, and opportunities for all. Winter travel in Europe is about to get a major upgrade. A widespread snowy winter opens up new cross-border ski adventures in Germany, Poland, and Scandinavia. Deep snow could connect ski areas and trails across borders, creating a vast playground for winter sports. Imagine skiing from Germany to the Czech Republic and Poland in a single day, or cross-country touring from Sweden into Norway. The snow erases boundaries, offering multi-day journeys through silent, snow-filled forests. This isn't just about skiing, it's about cultural exchange and shared experiences. A single holiday could become a multi-country adventure, exploring new foods and traditions along the way. The La Niña winter forecast is about more than weather. It's about new possibilities. This year, the best way to cross a border might just be on skis. The evidence is clear. Winter 2024-25 is shaping up to be memorable for Germany, Poland, and Scandinavia. La Niña and a likely disrupted polar vortex point to colder temperatures and abundant snow. This isn't a blizzard every day, but a strong tilt toward a classic, formidable winter. For residents, it means preparing for challenges and rediscovering the magic of true winter. Ski resorts and cities alike can expect a tourism boost, with epic snow and authentic winter experiences. Cross-border ski adventures add to the season's allure. The Pacific's whispers have become a confident forecast. Europe should get ready to embrace the chill. A true La Niña winter is on its way, bringing beauty, adventure, and a powerful reminder of nature's reach.